Welcome everyone to Blandy Experimental Farm. In just a moment, I will invite you to undertake an experiment with me. Mindfulness meditation practice, in particular from the kindness practices. But first I'll just do a little bit of introduction of the practice. So we are cultivating with the kindness practices a sense of heartfelt, warm regard. And here we will be doing the practice of kindness to oneself. So we will have that sentiment oriented toward oneself. And there is an inward and an outward aspect to the practice. So the inward aspect is where we are cultivating something that could be described as kind of like very warm friendship. And if you might think of your internal experience where you encounter a very close friend or someone that you really hold in a warm, kind regard, quite close to, and the sense of delight, pleasing, sort of wishing them well, interest in their well-being, and their presence. That's the inward aspect. The outward is action. So that is kindness and the expression of kind could be, softer, gentler speech, or perhaps joyful, delighted speech, listening intently, interested in what the person has to say and how they're doing, and perhaps even doing things for them to support their well-being. That's the outward. It can be a little bit unusual to orient wishing oneself well, but certainly for me, I'm from a tobacco farm, grew up in Kentucky, and when I was first introduced to the practices, I had no experience wishing myself well in a structured, intentional way. But over time, it does become more comfortable and even quite supportive. So why might we undertake these practices? About 12 years ago, when I was becoming more interested in mindfulness, I read a book titled Full Catastrophe Living, a well-regarded book on the mindfulness practices. And I remember just thinking, well, that title, that seems kind of strong. Is life really about the experience of catastrophe? Fast forward to March, April, May of the year 2020. Okay, I stand corrected. And it can be sometimes quite dramatic, challenging experience. And perhaps it goes on and on and on. And that's why we practice, to have a way to take refuge, to be gentle with ourselves and cultivate a sense of ease and resilience, increase the prospects of flourishing. So as we shift our kind of frame and begin to orient to the guided practice itself, we have a comfortable place to sit and begin to open awareness to the body as a whole. And in doing that, I actually become aware of the experience of the body, sensations as they arise, the feet in contact with the ground, the firmness of the ground, and I'm noticing how my posture is supporting ease and relaxation. The hands maybe down flat on the knees, and the chest just out, chin is tucked slightly in, and breathing in, and breathing out, relax. There are many, many different phrasings that one might use. The ones I use here, I think, work pretty well, but you might notice, how your experience is. Noticing your experience is always the most important thing. And you might choose other phrases as you begin to deepen in the practice, or phrases might occur to you almost intuitively, kind of just spontaneously arise. Keep track of them and then practice that, see how it does. As to how you might see yourself or sort of hold yourself in visualization, you can just think of sort of awareness settling on the place where you're sitting, and notice how there is an impression of oneself that arises from that. Or you could think of yourself as just sitting just opposite, and so you see yourself sitting in stillness, in ease, and perhaps a slight smile in contentment. May I be safe and protected and free from inner and outer harm. May I be safe and protected and free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. May I experience ease of well-being. May I be safe and protected and free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. May I experience ease of well-being. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be free. Blandy Farm is looking forward to opening again soon to the public, and is actually working on planning for how that might be done in a way that is best supportive for and responsive to the current circumstances and everyone that might come to visit. Please keep an eye on the website to notice any developments in that regard, as well as anything that might come about with respect to programming that follows the opening. And now that we are at the end of our session, since I kind of can't help myself, I'll say one more thing to encourage the beneficial experience and hopefully encourage interest in mindfulness practices. When you do the kindness practices, you might try taking your hand and placing it near the heart center. For me, I kind of choose somewhere around here, but you might find more toward the middle, and see if that helps invoke a sort of openness and allow an arising of a sense of warmth to whomever one is wishing well. May you increase. May you increase. and capacities that help you support yourself, that help you flourish and live with ease. May you rest now and then and hold yourself in kind, loving regard. And may the benefits trickle out to your friends, your loved ones, and to whomever you may encounter. Thank you.